Geographical indication is also a sustainable concept. Why? Because, first of all, it has an international dimension, being recognized as an international intellectual property right by the WTO agreements. Secondly, geographical indications took into account the pillars of the sustainable developments in terms of economy, environment, and social aspects. Lastly, there is also a legal dimension because geographical indication will allow for the protection of the name of the product and the producers. So, in terms of impacts, we will study all the impacts and valuable impacts a geographical indication can have on the economy, the social, the quality, and the environment. What are the GI expectations? Firstly, for the stakeholder point of view, it will be a way to communicate with buyers and consumers about the product characteristics and also fighting against unfair competition. It is also a way to correctly identify the products on the market with true information. Geographical indication can contribute to develop remote areas where the agriculture is very important in terms of economy. There is also, as we said just before, a quality approach. So it is a tool that has a very added value. And if not protected, geographical indication name can be used without restriction and their value will decrease and be eventually lost. So, speaking about the benefits. For the producers, first of all, the geographical indication will protect the products and its name. It will be also a way to codify and develop the production practices through a collective action. It will also be a way to maintain the prices or increasing the selling prices. There will be a healthier competition environment, and normally, as impacts, it will have an added value in the region where the product is produced. For the consumers, geographical indication will be an origin and quality assurance. It will provide also some guarantee on the food safety. There will be traceability elements, and also, as we said along this presentation, geographical indication allow for a true speech about the product. Concerning the social aspects, geographical indication will maintain local employment and sometimes develop it. There will be an empowerment of the producers. There is also recognition between the producers and the consumers because of the guarantees provided by the geographical indications. And also, geographical indications will protect tradition and know-how. Concerning the environmental aspect, GI products are linked to the landscape and production system, and they will protect the specific landscapes. There is also the integration of environmental consideration into specifications, which is not systematic, but it can be. And some geographical indication can allow for the protection of the biodiversity. Let's have a look now on the study on economic value of EU quality schemes, geographical indications, and traditional specialty guaranteed made by the European Commission in 2019. Some elements now. Agri-food and drink products whose names are protected by the EU as geographical indications represent sales value of 74.76 billion. The sales value of a product with a protected name is on average double that for similar products without a certification. There is a clear economic benefit for producers in terms of marketing and increased sales thanks to the high quality and reputation of these products and willingness of consumers to pay to get the authentic products. In terms of sales value, GIs and TSG together accounted for an estimated sales value of 77.15 billion in 2017. 7% of the total sales value of the European food and drink sector is estimated at 1.1 billion in 2017. You can see what represent wines, agricultural products and spirit drinks in these slides. We have nowadays around 3,000 product names that are protected by the European Union. In terms of image and markets, geographical indications serve as flagships for the traditional culinary heritage of regions and as economic drivers for the national agri-food sector. The exports of GIs represent 15.5% of the total EU agri-food exports. Wines remain the most important product, as we saw before, both in terms of the total sale value and the extra EU trade. And the US, China and Singapore are the first destination for the EU GI products, accounting for half of the export value of the GI products. In these slides, you can see the shares of the sales value of GI's product by destination and also the whole export sales by scheme. Now let's see the case study, Trinidad Montserrat Hills cocoa. This cocoa comes from Trinidad and Tobago and has been registered as geographical indication in 2017. As a direct result of this registration, producers have been able to obtain a premium price on the local market, which is a success and quick success. The demand from the international buyers increased by 100% because of this quality. So, the geographical indication shows that the cocoa beans are unique, specific. They guarantee buyers a fine flavor, quality, which give producer a greater leverage when negotiating and making them more competitive. So, in terms of result, there is real positive results of this geographical indication because this product has specific guarantees. Speaking about now the advantages of geographical indications in terms of sustainable development. First of all, the protection of local species that serve as raw material. Okay, so for instance, we will use as an ingredient local varieties within the geographical indications. There is also a joint elaboration of the code of practice that aims at enhancing the production practices and the product quality, but also to design rules to build local awareness about the environmental production in the concerned area. Also, there is a support of collective management. For instance, you can have geographical indications that will have as a consequence a behavior of the local people and the producers to protect the geographical area, such as the forest, for instance, for the honey in Indonesia. At least, there is a boost of local cohesion among potential GI users and consumers. So, in terms of impact, there is a positive impact for all the stakeholders. We will follow with the geographical indication and the sustainability of the territories. A geographical indication is a name of a region or a community that refers to a product or several products sometimes that originate from this territory. A GI benefits from a specific quality, characteristic and or notoriety. The geographical indication enjoys local, national, regional and or international recognition. And the GI, it is very important, cannot be created. It must be recognized because it exists. It confirms at this point the value of the product and the territory concerned. And this will allow for the preservation of all these assets of the concerned territory. And we will take the example of a small village in France, lost in the middle in France, which is called Lyon Village. As we just said, we have a village in the middle of France, a remote area where the access is very difficult. However, there are plenty of specific quality products, such as the cheese, the aligot, which is the type of puree where we integrate some fresh cheese inside. We have also a specific breed of cows, Aubrac, which is very, very known for its quality in terms of organoleptic quality. And at least we have also the knives, because Lyon knives are very reputed. Thanks to the presence of these quality products, we did not have any rural exodus. We have the people that stayed in this territory. And today this territory is very attractive as a lot of tourists come to discover this village, to consume the product. And these products are also sold outside the boundaries of the village and the region. So it is a very important success of valuating the assets of a territory. We saw all the positive elements a geographical indication can have as a consequence. However, you need to protect the GI and you need to defend them. How? First of all, making the GI exist. Nobody is waiting after your product. So you have to communicate on the product and you need to explain its collective approach, its production and its value. If there are some infringements on the geographical indication, don't hesitate to use the legal tools that will protect you, protect the producers and protect the product. And you also have to be aware to maintain the cohesion among the group of producers and over time, which is very important. However, we are in a world that changes rapidly. More and more consumers are looking for more guarantees on the products. And the market answers by giving them more logos. And the geographical indications have to survive among the 1,000 types of logos. And we hope that the geographical indications will be maintained and still answer the consumer demands. As conclusion, what can be the future for our geographical indications? We need a real commitment of the people that are committed to the geographical indication, so the stakeholders that need to remain committed to the strategy. We need to know, to be aware about the positive impacts of the strategy. We need also to make the GI exist among, as we said just before, thousands of logos, which are sometimes public logos and private logos. And we need to be aware that GIs constitute a real opportunity for the territories and the local products.